What is the best game for Barcelona in the past decade? This answer is not difficult to answer. In the 16-17 Champions League season, they won 6-1 at home against Paris Saint-Germain. Neymar's luck is very good. He has become Barcelona in recent years, the absolute protagonist of the miraculous reversal, and Neymar's luck is not good either, with Barcelona's turbulence. The collaboration between the three of them on MSN was too short. In late July 2017, the transfer window in world football had only one focal point. Will Neymar leave? During training, he had a conflict with Barcelona's new signing Salvador and left early, seemingly announcing the answer, when Paris Saint-Germain activates a €220 million termination fee. Set a historical record. Is he doing it for an annual salary of €30 million? He doesn't seem to lack money. Is it for the Golden Globe Awards? Most likely not. Ibrahimovic scored 50 goals for Paris Saint-Germain in a single season. Cavani has scored 49, but they still can't even squeeze into the top 10 of the Ballon d'Or. Coming here feels like getting farther and farther away from the Ballon d'Or. Is that for the sake of happiness? What could be happier than being with MSN? Brazil once believed that Paris would be his team, with the left flank always available for him to gallop, and the team was willing to surround him, with all resources paving the way for him. He can play his own football style at the same time, while competing for the Champions League as the male lead. Unfortunately, reality is not as beautiful as it seems. In the era of capitalist football, teams with legendary backgrounds are everywhere. Manchester City will not win their first Champions League until 2023. Neymar seems to have chosen a shortcut, but in reality, he is getting farther and farther away from the Champions League. The honeymoon period between Neymar and Paris was fleeting. 28 goals and 16 assists in the first year. It was his best season, but in fact, shortly after he joined the team, he had a penalty shootout with his teammates. Another issue that is gradually becoming apparent is that he no longer seems to be the team leader. A Brazilian is in Paris, France, facing his rapidly growing teammate Mbappé. Not only has Neymar's ball ownership sharply decreased, but even exposure resources have begun to plummet. For the French, whether to lift Neymar or Mbappé, the answer is obvious. 1 year after Neymar joined Paris, he once wanted to return to Barcelona out of his own pocket, and just as Neymar tried to regain the team's voice through his performance. He also has health problems. During my 4 years at Barcelona, although also suffered injuries, rarely missed key games and played at least 40 games in a year. During his 6 years in Paris, Neymar only played into seasons, having just crossed 30 appearances. This attendance rate cannot meet the measurement standard of being the first person on the team. In the spring of 2018, he suffered a fractured toe bone and Paris lost to Real Madrid in the Champions League, eliminated in the round of 16. During the World Cup in Russia, Neymar's form was even worse. In the spring of 2019, he suffered another fracture and lost to Manchester United in the Champions League, once again stopping in the round of 16. In the last game before the 2019 Copa America, Neymar tore his ligament and bid farewell early. What's even more embarrassing is that without Neymar, the Brazilian team, but under the leadership of Casemiro, Firmino, and De Jesus, they crossed their arch-rivals Argentina and won the Copa America. In the 2019-20 season, Neymar returned from injury, finally became the best player in the Champions League. The two best opportunities of the entire Paris game were both given by Neymar's final kick, but due to their weak ability to seize opportunities,
Paris lost their best chance to reach the top of the Champions League.
At the final whistle, Neymar sat alone off the field for a long time without getting up. Perhaps he could guess. The window period for Paris to compete for the Champions League has also closed.